Okay, I'm going to share a little bit with you. This is the way the material should go to match patterns up on the upholstery in there. If I do this, I can't get the right pieces out. I'll be have this much wasted out here. So what I'm going to end up doing is I will be turning it. I don't think anybody will notice, but I'm going to use the pattern like this up there instead of that, and I really don't think anyone knows. Plus, also, this was the cobalt, the original color, and that is just so bright compared to everything else in here. This is the front side, and this is actually the back side. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to use the back side because the color is a lot closer to what I have. So, two things, you're going to know it because I told you about it, but no one looking at it is going to notice. It's the wrong side and turned the wrong way. But that's the only way I can get it all to fit, to be able to do it right. So that's the way it's going to turn out. And you're the only one that knows. Well, here we go again. I've turned this around. I've already trimmed this side and that side. It's all laid up even. This whole piece here will eventually be quartered almost equally to become the 4 curtains I need for up there, and the ones behind me. Now first, I've got it lined up. They're all set up. So I'm going to take in sew a line across there to keep it all stable, and I'll hem up the whole side because this, like I told you before, normally this is the outside, but it's really too bright. I think I'm going to use the other side, which is closer to the blue back in there. As you can see, the pattern is different. I told you that before, and the patterns be different turned around, but I don't think anyone's going to notice that. So first I'm going to do is take this and bring in my old friend, the sewing machine, and hem up all around the outside of this first, and then quarter it, rehem that side, and then cut, and then sew the part that will eventually go around the rods for the curtains. So that's the way I'm going to proceed. Okay, so far this is going pretty good. Everything seems to keep going according to plans. This, of course, here, this will stabilize the whole piece if I can get this. If I can get this sewn, it'll give me my first thing. Like I said, it'll take and keep it all in position so it won't get out of whack on me. And so far it seems like it's okay and it's working. I just have to learn patience. And just stick with it. And hope I can sew a straight line. Seems to be working. Well, so far so good. Let's see how the stitching seems to be okay. Not too tight, not too loose. And now, switch around to the other side. And I'll continue that way, and I'll tell you how that comes. I had to change the bobbins and rethread the bobbins, but Got all back. All seems to be working okay. Okay, well I got all that sewed, but I gotta come back in here where I sewed it even on these parts. I gotta come back in now and I'll trim all this excess material off before I quarter this whole thing. But that's the next thing. I'll be trimming all this excess. I've already quartered all of these, hemmed up the outside. Now I have to turn them inside out or right side out, whichever, for the way I'm actually going to use them. So let's see how it turns out. Like I said, I've gotten all the 4 pieces already cut in that. We'll see how it looks when I flip all this around. Hopefully it'll look okay and come up nice and even. I get all these corners put up here, right? It'll be quite hard. There, she comes almost to a little point in a way. Huh? I don't know. I don't know how this is coming out. It's coming out. Should be more square at the end, so I'm having a little bit of problem with these to come out just right. Poke them out there more. Okay, that's kind of what it's supposed to look like. I may have to rethink this whole doggone thing and do this differently. Suppose if I had an iron, I could iron all this stuff out. It'd come out better, but I don't. So I just have to kind of press it into action. Well, that's sort of how it's supposed to look. It'll go up. I don't know if I have enough space, enough room to turn these things around. I may have to resort to an old thing I did before. That's probably what I'll probably end up having to do. Instead of actually folding this over to make a spot for the rod to go through, I'll just cut a hole in here like I did the old things. Run another bead across here, another bead down this way, and just slip the rod right in through the end. And hopefully that'll work. Give me a moment to try to figure this out, and I'll get. Well, I really didn't have enough room to actually fold this over to make a place for the rods to go through. It was just going to be way too short. I needed like 11.5 inches overall, and I only have that with that. So what I've done, kind of like I did before with the other things, I'm just I sewed a seam about an inch or so down on both sides, and I just opened up the end like I did with the placemats I had before. And I'll do the same thing over here. I'll open this in here, and unfortunately I couldn't turn this inside and sew it. It just wasn't, I would take up too much stuff. So I left this seam here, which what I'll do in the future, I'll see if I can find a little something decorative I'll be able to take and sew on the bottom of all the curtains, hide that little thing up, and it'll turn out okay. So anyway, I've got the one just about done. I'm gonna go through, I'll finish all the other ones up, and hopefully I'll be able to show you a finished product. It really wasn't that hard, but I should have gotten more material to do this with. I'm always doing the minimum amount. I should always get more because this always comes up. Anyway, Well, I got the first one put up, but I'm not totally happy with it. It looks good, okay, but it was a little bit too loose and had to pull all this down and switch things around. And I guess after it wears in time, but pretty much not exactly how I was planning to do it, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the other 4 and get them all up and then show you the finished product after that. I'm always finding things that would have made it easier if I had it. If I had it ironed, I could iron all these seams flat. Now, I made the seams and they're just not flat. I'm going to have to kind of press them together and hope they'll stay. But again, it's an iron. I don't have an iron, but that would have helped. That would have helped. I went ahead and added a seam on this end out here, the outside. I just thought it looked better because otherwise it looked kind of just floppy with that iron to flatten that out. So just ran a seam across there and it just kind of finishes out the whole thing. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I got one side done. Everything is pretty much where it needs to be. And it does turn out I am gonna have to put that other bracket up in here because it's not hanging where it's supposed to. So I'll have to put that bracket in to actually finish it. And then I'll scooch them all together after I get that done. Oh, and after I finish the last 2 for this side. And it'll be another job done. Well, that's the last 2 done for that side. Now I'll stick them on and it'll all be done. Now I'm gonna do right now. Earlier I didn't tell you about that, but I did caulk up all the holes, all the old holes from the inside, and I still have to go to the outside and caulk all the holes up. So I'm going to do that now and then walk up to the office because I need to stretch my legs, and then I'll come back and put those on and we'll see how the finished product looks. Okay, they're all on. I put the brackets up on there. They're all installed, slid back. I've tightened up all the rods. It seems to be okay. That's what they look like open. And then hopefully just a quick little hole like that. Like that. And like that. And now they're all closed. And they all look pretty good. See, well, I put the brackets down there, I had to. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Another job done. Hallelujah.